Good morning, everybody. 917 ice baths in a row today. 917. It's July 1st. First day of July. So officially halfway through the year. I talked about that yesterday. Let's get in here. Get that cold water, guys. One of the things I was talking to my team yesterday about was when you're reflecting on the year, how do you want to invest the lessons from the first half into the second half? I always talk about my health, my family, my business. How can I improve? What do I want to do more of in the second half of the year? What do I want to do less of in the second half of the year? And what do I want to just do better? Whew. Little cotton thing in the ear. But one of the key things that Jim Rohn always used to talk about was the half dozen things. What he said was, no matter what you're doing, there's about a half dozen things that make 80% of the difference. So if you're thinking about your health and fitness, for example, there's not a million things you have to do, guys. There's only about a half dozen things, right? Exercising every day, drinking more water, eating healthier, smaller portions, cutting out alcohol and sugar, right? I mean, you can come up with your list, whatever your list is, but there's not 1,000 things you have to do. There's about a half dozen. So my challenge for you today is on July 1st, come up with what your half dozen are. What are your half dozen things? In whatever category it is. Maybe it's your business and your finances. Maybe it's your personal relationships. Whatever it is, come up with what your half dozen are that you need to focus on. And then focus on that. Get your calendar out, make some action sessions in your calendar, and focus on things that really matter. We don't have to do everything. In fact, that's one of the keys for me for the second half of the year is to do less things better instead of doing more things but sort of surfacey. So it's a really good time of the year to take some time to think, reflect, and then make some visions and plans for the second half of the year. How can you take the lessons from the first half and invest those in the second half and come up with your half dozen? I'd love to hear from you what your half dozen things are that you're working on. What are your half dozen things that are going to make 80% of the difference in your life? Have a great day, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Happy July.